Okay, hello and welcome to another one of Women in Science and Engineering's Meet Your Community summer interviews. So hi, I'm Sarah. I'm the secretary for WISE this year. The idea behind these interviews was that going into the start of next term, a lot of new students coming up, the freshers, it's going to be a really strange time. There won't be the traditional Freshers Week. They won't get to really know what's out there. It'll be majority online. So we thought we'd do these interviews to have the idea that we could kind of show them what societies are about, kind of give them options and let them know what's around on campus. So we've decided to interview a few of the different science societies. I'm here with Eleanor, who is the president of BioSoc. Each committee member for us, we've chosen a society to do, and I chose BioSoc pretty quickly because I'm a biochemist and it's my local society. I've been on a few of their events and really enjoyed them, so I am looking forward to this interview. So over to Eleanor. Do you want to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your subject, what you do, what's your role in the committee?
So I'm Eleanor, as you said, and I'm the president of BioSoc for this year. So I was social media secretary last year, and I thought might as well go for it, just go for president and see what happens. And then COVID-19 hit, and I was like, oh no, all my plans are out the window now. So I'm studying biochemistry with Sarah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Fab. Okay. So onto BioSoc itself. Do you mind telling us a little bit about society? So who it's for, what are your goals, what do you sort of generally do?
Yeah, so we are basically the social society for everyone who studies in the School of Biosciences at the school. So we hold lots of socials, we hold some careers events, and then we usually always organise an Easter ball for everyone to gather at the end of the year. So that's mostly what we do, nights out, pub quizzes.
It's a really good way to get, I remember at the start of term, it's a really good way to sort of get to know people in your course, especially the bar crawl. I think that was one of my events that I went to, which was a really fun one. So leading on from that, what was your favourite event that BioSoc did last year?
I think it was we did a collaborative bar crawl with Psychology Society, and it was Cowboys versus Aliens. So it was quite fun running around Broad Street with loads of cowboys and aliens following us as well. I think my favourite event overall would be the Easter Ball in first year, but unfortunately we couldn't run it this year because of COVID, but hopefully next year.
It was somewhere special, wasn't it? Was it in the Botanical Gardens the first year?
Yeah.
A really nice venue.
It was really pretty. So this year we were going to do it in the H Suite by Edgbaston Reservoir, and that was really stunning inside as well. But these things happen.
Fair enough. So that was kind of an idea of what you did last year. I know obviously COVID has sort of thrown a wrench in it all. A lot of events had to be cancelled. How has COVID affected what you're planning for this upcoming year?
So it's a lot of what we've been planning has been online, and things that we can do remotely. So we've just done the like a sports challenge for people to get involved with to raise money for the Yemen. We've done a quiz. We've got plans to do some like careers events to do with COVID, and we're going to have some people come and talk about their involvement with COVID-19 over the past few months. A lot of it is waiting because obviously we're restricted by the guild regulations, so we don't know what we are going to be allowed to do yet. So we have all these ideas for like different situations. So it'll just be a case of listening to government guidelines and being like, right, we're going to do this.
It can all change so quickly. Like who knows what the situation will be like in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Do you have anything planned for Freshers Week as a way to sort of introduce yourselves to the upcoming year group?
Yeah, so we're in talks with the school at the moment about doing a Meet the Committee Zoom with all the freshers. We've been creating our freshers group on Facebook, encouraging people to ask questions about the society. We're probably going to be looking at doing our family scheme online this year because we think it's really important that family schemes are really close-knit. So they will be doing quizzes with each other. We're thinking about doing, Love Island. where they have an hour to learn everything about each other, and then you get asked the questions.
Oh, yeah.
We might be doing a more PG version of that together for families to get to know each other. And that's pretty much what we've got planned at the moment, but we're just waiting to see what can happen as well.
Yeah. No, it sounds good. And I like the idea of your family scheme. I think it'll be more important than ever because obviously students will be coming up. They might not have the chance to get to know as many people as normal. So having the chance to sort of know a few people in their year and then also in above years.
Also just vital. Having that support of people to go to if you have questions is really important. And we'll be encouraging families to obviously socially distance, meet up for coffees and walks and stuff. So yeah, nice. See how it goes.
Will you be in a family yourself, or are you just going to be overseeing the entire thing?
No, I think I'll get put in a family. I think everyone on committee gets put in a family.
Nice.
So some unfortunate freshers going to have me as a parent.
So you briefly mentioned your sport fundraising for Yemen. Do you want to just explain a little bit more about what? Because I think that just finished yesterday, didn't it? So do you want to just explain and show what you guys did?
So what we want to do was think of a way that we could, because we have sports teams, we have a netball, hockey and football team that we compete in the campus leagues, and we really wanted to give them something like a challenge to do, but also in a way that we could get the rest of society involved. So we saw like lots of the sports societies do like distance challenges. So we were like, we'll see if we can get from Birmingham to London if everyone does a bit of distance and everyone can travel how they want to travel, and we'll try and raise money. So we spoke about the different charities that were important to people, and we decided that I can't remember which charity it is, but it's to support the Yemen crisis was really important to a lot of our committee members. So that's the one we chose. I think we've just raised just under 60 at the moment. So nice. The webpage is going to be open a little bit more. So if people want to donate, feel free.
Sounds like a really worthwhile thing to do, especially with the current situation going on there. So good choice. And encouraging your sports teams to keep active is a really good idea, like a way to keep motivated over the summer, which I know a lot of people are struggling with.
Yeah, we're hoping to bring out the competitiveness of people.
Speaking of your sports teams, do you have any ideas what might be happening with them next year, or again, is that up for grabs?
Unfortunately, we don't know anything.
Okay.
We've spoken about, so I know that for running groups, you're allowed to meet with 6 other people currently to go for a run. So that'd be like 1 coach and 5 athletes. But then obviously it's how we use the equipment as well.
True.
So we're waiting for advice from the sport and fitness, but we're hoping that can somehow go next year. So see how it goes.
So we talked a little bit about what the society has been doing over the summer. What have you personally been doing? Anything interesting, anything productive?
I work at the COVID-19 test centre.
Whoa, there you go. Very cool. So what does your job entail?
So I'm involved in the unpacking team. So I work 12-hour shifts. So for 1 month, that's in the daytime. And then the next month, it's overnight for 12 hours. And we unpack the samples and then we sort them because there's different types of test tubes. And depending on the size of the test tubes, depend on which process it can take, whether it needs to be done manually or with a machine. And then we box them into 94 samples, and then we pass them through to the lab to test them. But we also get involved with, we go and do some work in the warehouse as well. So I've been trained how to use a baler, which is a great big cardboard crushing machine, which is great fun.
Cool.
So we just do bits and bobs really, but it's been really cool because we've had the opportunity to speak to scientists at lunchtime, and sometimes they've come and helped with us in unpacking. So yeah, it's been really interesting.
Do you get to see the labs at all, or are you sort of on the way behind the scenes?
So we are literally right next to the lab, and we have this window in between the wall that you can look through, and you can see what the lab are doing inside, which is really interesting. And then we've been taken inside quite a few times to do the tours, so I know exactly how the process works.
Nice.
But, yeah, it's really interesting. If you want to see what they do, if you follow UK BioCentre on Twitter, they have videos explaining the process, and they've got photos of people inside the labs, and you can even see the window from us to the lab, because we get thank you messages inside the
Oh,
box, and then we
nice.
always stick them up so that scientists can see them, which is nice.
Sounds like a really good job. It's keeping you busy, giving you money, but also related to biology. So perfect for our degrees.
Yeah.
Very nice. Finally, so for those who don't know, so Eleanor is obviously president of BioSoc. She's also insanely busy all the time with everything else she does. So I'm just going to run through and embarrass you, but she also is becoming one of the coaches of the University Running Club. She has directed a panto. She has been director of Wind Band. She was on BioSoc last year. Like, I don't know how she finds time for everything. So I thought it would be worthwhile. You obviously have a lot on your plate at uni. Do you have any tips on how to balance that out, how to manage your time?
I think it's being realistic with yourself, and knowing what you can and can't do. And it's really important to have like your plan of what you're going to do for each day, but also having a little bit of flexibility with it, because I find a lot of committees, things can change quite quickly. You have to be aware to like sort something out straight away. So it's knowing like how your day is going to go, but also if you like ever need help, ask for it. Like, I cannot stress how much, if you ever can't keep up with things, or you're really busy and you can't do something, just say to someone, help. Because I do it for other people. Well, I would try and do it for other people. I'm not sure how successful I would be, but that most people will help you. So it's always just being honest with yourself and honest with other people.
What do you think is like a good balance of your time, sort of studies versus societies based? Which do you think is more important, or is it the balance between the two?
I'm not very good at my balance. Studying should always come first. Not that it always does.
Okay, maybe not the best question to ask you then, but
no, usually I'd say 99% of the time it comes first. But obviously there are things that do need to be dealt with quite quickly. But yeah.
Yeah, but for any first year coming up, you would definitely, I'm assuming, recommend joining societies, trying
100%. Like, I was so nervous in first year, and I find like going up to speaking to people really difficult. I prefer it when people have to come and speak to me. So joining societies and joining committees where people have to like come up to speak with you, and also once you're in a committee, you spend so much time working together and organising with things that you become best friends anyway.
Yeah.
So being part of so many societies has given me such a nice grounding at the university, and that I know so many people that I can walk around campus and see like 5 people that I know already, which I really love. So yeah, definitely do it. Get involved with anything and everything, as they always say.
Very good advice. Well, that is all that I'm going to ask you. So thank you very much for taking part. Hopefully people listening have found some interesting thing about BioSoc. Yeah, thank you.
It's okay. See you later.